Hi, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be playing with the new creative packs that Phil has designed from Sentimentally Yours, and this is an A4 pack. It's got 24 sheets in, and there's two of each design, and you can see here on the front cover that it's got larger pieces and it's got the smaller pieces. So just take a quick flick through and you can see that there's tags, there's hearts, clocks, borders, tags, tabs, more hearts and butterfly. This is a gorgeous lacy design, some longer ones and more space there for doing your sentiments, and some peonies. And this one's called Peony Whisper, and some, looks like a harlequin design, doesn't it? And some corners, more there. I have cut one set of those out already, so I've got those to one side. And in the creative pack you get, let's take this one out because that's one that I've cut up, you get a square piece, and you also get a smaller piece at the bottom. It's got a thin white border in the middle. So cut those apart. So you get these, and they're ideal for your tags or your layering or anything like that. And this is your base, or you could fussy cut round some of the flowers. And taking a quick flick through these, you can see that they're ideal for weddings, and you've got script in them. Just lovely. So I'll get these put away in my packaging. Before I do that, you've also got the 8x8 paper pack that coordinates with these. And in these, you've got some of the plainer patterns as well as the pattern papers, but you've got the plain ones that go with them. So it's nice just to have the plain to match them. So we'll stick all those back in wallet before I lose them. Take those ones off. Apologies for the rustling. So put those in there. Those in there. They're just in a plastic wallet here, and I've got a smaller one, and this is where I've put all of my cut up pieces in there so that you don't lose them. So that just goes in there, and that goes in there, and they're always all together for when you need them. So today we're going to be making a smaller-ish card. So this has been made using a sheet of A4 ice white card, and this is Phil's card. But all I've done is cut the slither off the end because I think A4 is 29.7. So I've just cut the 7mm off the end. So I've cut it to 29, and it's the width of the A4, which is 21. So you score at 14.5 and fold it in half. So 29 by 21, and then score at 14.5. So that's that piece. And then what we're doing with this is another new item that Phil's got. He's designed 3 new 3D embossing folders, and they're lovely. You can see that they're really, really deeply etched, can't you? And this one is called Daisy Cascade, and you can see the cascade of daisies going down there. And these are 8x8 folders, so nice and big. So you can see on here all of the design. Yeah, there you go. You can see the design there. What I would advise though, and Phil would say exactly the same, because the embossing folder is 3D, lightly spray the back of the card before you put it in the embossing folder, just so that it makes the card more pliable and less likely to crack. So I cut this piece of card to 20.5 by 14 centimetres. And again, this is the ice white. I would cut it to size first before you emboss it. Otherwise, you might flatten the edges. So you can see that I've put this on foam tape already, but we're going to add some colour to the side of it. So bring in my blending mat, and for this one I'm going to be using Distress Oxide ink, and this is Victorian Velvet. So I'm going to use the finger dauber that goes with this, and I'm just going to go round the edge, adding some colour, because it just, I think, just finishes the card off and draws your eye into the centre of the card. I do a lot of my cards finishing the edges off like this, and you'll see when we get to the end how it just encloses it. Doesn't have to be neat, doesn't have to be precise, just drag. And you can see I've used this colour quite a bit. I probably need to replace this finger dauber before too much longer. So let's put my ink up there. And you can see now, if you look round the edge there, that it just finishes it off really, really nicely. So what we can do with this is stick it straight onto our card, and just take the back off the foam tape, and just make sure you put enough foam tape on there just to give it stability, because we're going to be putting some things on the top of it. Nearly there. Oh, last piece. So I don't think there's any particular way up for this. Oh, well, it's stuck. It's not quite. Can I get that off? I should have done Phil's trick and put some glue on the back of it, shouldn't I? Oh, well, it's not quite straight. We can straighten the card up. We can cut it into shape. Let's do that now. So if ever you get into that predicament where it's not gone on square, then you can use your scissors and cut down that edge just to make it a little bit better. Right, so we've finished that. We'll put the tabs in there. So, right, what's the next piece? What I did with this is on the front cover of the creative pack, I can't show you because I've already cut them off. But where on this one it shows you one of the patterns, on the creative pack, which was a smaller bit, it got strips showing you the different colours of the pattern paper. So that's what these strips are. See, as crafters don't put anything to waste, do we? So I used the front cover of the 8x8 paper pack to make these, and all I've done is just put a little banner shape. So these are going to go here like this. What we're going to do, we're going to have one going down there, one there. Move that green one because we don't want two greens, and they're going to fit on to the paper. We're just going to vary the heights, but this is my thinking to start off with. And what I'm going to use are two tags, or not tags, shapes from the pack. We're going to ink round the edge, and we're going to put some higher than others So we're just going to stagger them, and these two will both be different heights. Then we're going to stamp a verse or a sentiment which comes higher. Then we're going to put some flowers round it. So now I know where my pieces are going. It probably wants to go up just a little bit. Now I know where the pieces are going. I know where the banners can go in. So that can go up like that. That can come down. Right, so if we take those out, we now know where they're all going to go, so we can stick them in place. And I know it's going onto an embossing folder, but I found if you put enough glue on in the middle, it will then stick to the embossing folder. And it won't not stick, if that makes sense. So don't put too much around the edge, because otherwise it will all ooze out. But when you get to the centre, just put a little bit extra on. And have that one going up. Probably just have to hold it in place a little bit. So this one's going to go just there. So have that one going in a little bit. Hold it in place. And then put this one on. And this is just incorporating all the different colours that have been used in the creative pack. So it brings it all together. So you've got the darker shades, the brownier shades, the greens, the pinks. And that was going to go there. Let's make sure these pieces are straight. Again, you can ink around the edges of them, but I think we've got enough colour in the design. So, last one here. And that can go in the middle there. Right, so we've got the base for our card, and you can see that that layer is raised up, and then we've got these flat on the card. So we've got the basis to build onto. If some of these haven't stuck down, you can add more glue or just put some more pressure on them. Right, so we'll put that to one side, and what we're going to do is ink the edges of these. So again, we're going to go to the Victorian Velvet, use the finger dauber. The finger daubers are on Phil's website, and they are called finger daubers. You could add lace to these pieces. You can see that there's got a lace design at the end of here. And this takes away the white edge. You see the difference in the two pieces there. You can see one's got a white edge and one hasn't. So adding the colour round the edges of them really helps just to take that away. And it helps it just blend in with the rest of the design. It's lovely seeing the sun coming through the window. Just encroaching onto my craft desk though, so I will have to just close my blind because you've got this reflection here. Just bear with me. Hate to have to shut the sun out, but needs must. There we go, that's disappeared now, so you won't get any glare on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this onto foam tape, and we're going to have this up here. So we'll add the foam tape onto the back of this. So put that across the corner, across the corner. And this is where I start cutting pieces up. I know some of you say, oh, that's a faff. But it works for me. It was a bit of a bang, wasn't it? And that can go in the middle. Just want a couple more little pieces, I think. There we go. Get rid of that. Use that piece another time. Just take the back off the rest of them. There we go. And I think this has got some wording on it, so just make sure it's not legible, but just make sure that we put it on so that it looks right. So we've got that up there, and with this one we want this one raised up as well. So I think we're going to use glue gel on part of it and foam tape on another, so you can see that halfway down. So you're going to want to go to about there on the back. So this bit wants to be foam tape and this bit wants to be glue gel, so that when you put it on it's raised up off there, but you've got double height here, or you could use double height foam pads, but I think it's going to be easier to use glue gel. See, that little one came in handy, didn't it? Cut another one up. There we go. Put that to one side. Just chop the corner off that one, I think. And where's my glue gel? There we go. Nearly at the end of this tube. I shall need some more. So like I say, we're just compensating for the different heights. Squeeze your glue to the top and put your lid on, but don't over tighten it because otherwise it'll go dry. And we're going to add this to the card. Just offset it a little bit. Okay, so we just want to make sure that we've not flattened the glue gel too much. There we go. So we've got height in there like that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stamp the sentiment, and that's going to go across the middle. So to start off with, I'll just edge around it again with Victorian velvet and my finger dauber. Just make sure it doesn't flick onto the card. So just adding ink around the edge, and then we'll put it in our stamping platform and we'll stamp the sentiment onto it. I don't know about you, but I have to have my lids lining up with the name that's on the side. That's just me. So we'll put that to one side, bring our stamping platform in. And what have we got? What are we going to use? I'm going to use the Just Saying Rustic sentiments. That was the new ones that Phil bought out. And what we're going to do, what's going to fit on here? It's your special day, graduation, christening day, big hugs. Thank you so much on your wedding day. Can we do this as a wedding day card? Yeah, I think we can. We'll do it as a wedding day card. I don't know anybody that's getting married. Oh, I do. My niece is getting married, so maybe I could use this for her wedding card. She's getting married in June. yeah, and that fits. I haven't used this one before, so I don't need to put my acetate in. Just make sure it looks even either end. And pick it up. And we're going to ink with VersaFine Clair Nocturne. And that's a permanent ink. So we'll just ink that up. And this is using 2 different fonts. So I think that looks really nice. And it's nice and fine. Let's wipe that ink off my fingers before it goes on the card. Give the ink a little while to set in. And I think we just need a little bit more. Apologies if my head just came into the camera. Just hold it down, let it sink in. Yeah, perfect. Put my acetate back in so that I don't lose it. And I will put the sentiment back once I've finished filming. So, what we're going to do with this, I think we'll have it raised up on this side, and then we want some glue gel. So foam tape that end. So let's cut. Let's see whether that one. Let's chop the corners off that. That's better. So that it fits into that end there. And then we put glue gel on the other end. Because again, we've got uneven layers, so we want to make it even when we put the sentiment strip on there. Let's put a little bit more on, because we can flatten it down. So again, squeeze it to the top. And all I do then is just, does anybody remember corned beef and you have the tin opener? That always reminds me of it when I do this. So there we go, it's all squeezed down to the front or to the top. Make sure it's done the right way. So it's going to be equally spaced over the top there. And that's it. And you can see now that we've got it level, but we've got more glue gel there and we've got the foam pad there. So now we can start adding the flowers. And I've already pre-cut these. This one is actually from the Creative Pack. And all I've done with this is to get my foam, and I've just got a ball tool and just gone around the edge to shape it, and then shaped it in the middle. So then you can see that it's bowed so that it's taken on a more rounded shape. And you can fill the middle. I'm just going to have a drink. Got a tickle in my throat. You can fill the middle with glue gel and just have that going over the corner just there. So I think we'll do that now. Get that one out of the way. So put quite a bit of glue gel in that corner. And pop it over there. There we go. So that's stuck. You can see it's nice and rounded. over that corner. So the other flowers that I've used is the Wonderfully Plain. These are from the Floral Finery. So Wonderfully Plain, Lacy Tips, and you can see these have got cut out bits at the ends. And also for the foliage, I've used the Whimsy foliage. And these are all from the Floral Finery range. So I've got 2 white ones that I've cut from the Lacy Tips. I've cut one out of Rose Petal Lustre Card and one out of white. And then I've cut some foliage out of the Fresh Mint and other foliage, again from the Whimsy, out of white. So what we're going to do is we're going to add colour to those 3. So for this one, I'm going to be using Spun Sugar. It's just a little bit lighter. And all I'm going to be doing is adding colour to the tips. Leave the centres white. So it just gives a little bit of shading to them. And add it onto both of them because we're going to layer that one up. You probably can't see it very much here, and I'm going to do the same with this one. Spun Sugar goes nicely with the Rose Petal Lustre Card. I think you'll admit it goes really nice together, doesn't it? Can you see that? Right, so that was Spun Sugar, and then again that was a Distress Oxide. So what we need to do with that now is to get the blending mat. The sun's creeping in again. The blinds are going to have to go lower. I can probably finish the video before the light goes underneath it completely. So we'll put those 2 on there and get a ball tool, and all I'm going to do with that is just to run it up and down the petals, and this is on the reverse of the flower. Then turn it over, and in the centre just go round and round. So up and down the middle. I mean, obviously if you're doing this from thinner card, then you need to be a bit more careful, but with Phil's card it is quite robust, so you don't have to worry as much. And again, the same with these, round and round, and in at the middle. And with the Lustre Card, and again in the middle. And then we can shape the leaves with the hands. So we just need to put glue in the centre of the flowers. Put the lid on the glue and layer them up. So you're offsetting the flowers. Press in the middle, and you can just pull the petals up, and this one goes in the centre of this one. It's always nice to mix the different styles of flowers. And with the leaves, I'm going to cut so that we can make additional ones. And with this one, it just leaves a little bit, but if you cut it off, you've made another leaf. Ever thrifty, eh? There we go. Just chop that bit off. And with the other ones, we're leaving them as is. Now, in the centre of these, we're going to put in a sugar pink gem. So tips them out into the lid. And I think that one will take a big one. Will the other one take a big one? No, it wants to be a little one. I'll leave that open because we're going to be doing some random gems. So again, adding some PVA into the middle, not too much. And put the gem in and press it down. And at this stage you can pick the petals up and shape them a little bit. Just move it just in case it's set. Again, press that down, lift the petals up, just move it a little bit. Right, now we can start adding them to the card, and for this we use glue gel again, and need to put it on the back of the flowers. So some on the back of that one, and on the back of that one. Oops, won't get back on. Alright, so I'll pick it up and we're going to put this one at the top here and this one just here. So we're going to put some of the foliage underneath that one, pick up some of the glue gel and another piece of it. Again, turn your card round so that it makes it easier for you to handle. Pick up some of the glue gel. And for the white ones, I'm just going to shape that a little bit. I'm going to stick it underneath here. I know petals or leaves don't come out the top of a flower, but this is not a real flower, is it? It's just us creating our masterpieces. So there we go, and we can add random gems around the card. Not too many. Not too many. Did any crafter ever say not too many? I think 3's enough. Put the lid back on them and then we can put those in place. So again, PVA glue on the back. Stick it down on the back. Stick it down. Last one. Stick it down. Right, so lid on there. And there we've got the finished card. I'll bring it up and show you. So you can see the 3D embossing folder in the background, which is called Daisy Cascade. We've put the ink round the edges. We've used the front page of the paper pack just to do the banners all the way round. We've used tags and shapes from the creative pack. We've used one of the sentiment and stamped on there. We've used the flower, we've shaped that and put that on the corner. Then we've just added the flowers and the whimsy foliage. And I think you'll agree, oh, and we've got random gems. I think you'll agree that makes a lovely wedding card. And that will be for my niece in June. Once again, thank you ever so much for joining me. Please subscribe to my channel and just click on the like button so that I know that you've watched it and you've liked it. And it's always nice to get a comment as well. Right, until next time, thank you very much and goodbye.